All right. So welcome everybody, and thank you for joining today's webinar. I want to let you know that you're in a safe space to learn a skill that can support you if you struggle with skin picking or hair pulling. And I want to start by normalizing something really important. So picking and pulling are very common behaviors. Many people experience them, and having these urges does not make you bad or broken. Today, we will focus on learning one out of the ginormous toolbox that we have, and that's called progressive muscle relaxation, or for short, it's PMR. And this can help to reduce tension in your body and ultimately help to make urges feel a little bit more manageable. So what can you expect in today's webinar? In the next couple minutes, or for the full hour of the session, we are both going to go into educational and experiential content, meaning we will talk a little bit about tension and how it relates to picking and pulling. We will look at research on PMR. Then the exciting part, we'll actually do a physical practice together. And then we'll discuss ways in how you can integrate it into your daily life. And you can participate silently or aloud, whatever feels safe. And just a reminder that no one can see or hear you. So you can really just freely express yourself. Okay, so before we talk about PMR, progressive muscle relaxation, it's really important just to understand why tension plays such a big role in picking and pulling. And many people who experience BFRBs, and just a reminder what that is, it's a body-focused repetitive behavior, just like skin picking and hair pulling. Tension builds in the body. So maybe you can sense tight shoulders, or maybe you can feel your jaw is clenching, or you feel pressure in your scalp, or you can sense fidgeting in your hands, or even what is being described as tingling or a buildup of energy in your fingertips. Or there's just a general sense of restlessness. So when that tension rises, the urge to pick or pull often follows. And when someone engages in a behavior, even for a moment, there's a brief sense of relief. And this creates what we call the tension urge behavior loop. So obviously it goes around back into that circle again, and it starts that cycle over again. So let me just give maybe an example. So imagine you've had a long, stressful day and your body is holding on to tension. Maybe your shoulders are up near your ears, or your jaw is really tight without you realizing. Later that evening, your hand drifts up to your hair or towards a spot on your skin. And the pulling and the picking gives a moment of release. But the tension tends to return, and the cycle can repeat. Another example could be boredom or low focus. So as we've seen in many of these webinars, we often hear that there's an overactive part of ourselves that creates that urge, or an underactive. So that's where the boredom comes through. So you may feel bored, or you have low focus. And when the mind slows down, but the body feels activated or fidgety, the hand starts searching for stimulation. So what PMR helps with is at the tension part of this loop. So when we interrupt tension, even by just creating a pause early, we often soften the urge before it grows strong. And this is why PMR can be so powerful. It changes the body's state, which changes the urge. So we just want to create some distance or a pause between the tension and the urge. So what is progressive muscle relaxation, or PMR? A quick little history lesson. Progressive muscle relaxation, or PMR, is a technique developed by this gentleman here on the screen, Dr. Edmund Jacobson, in the 1920s. He was an American physician in internal medicine and psychiatry, and he was a physiologist. Jacobson developed PMR because he discovered that emotional tension and muscle tension go hand in hand. He noticed that when people were stressed or anxious, their muscles tightened. Even they sometimes even weren't even aware of it. His belief was that by releasing physical tension, people could also release emotional tension. That principle became PMR. Now he has quite a famous quote, and it states, "An anxious mind cannot exist in a relaxed body." So isn't that interesting? So what is that telling us? So what is the idea behind PMR? Well, it's you gently tense a muscle group, you hold it briefly, and then you release it. So this teaches your body to notice tension and relaxation. Research shows that PMR reduces stress and anxiety, and helps regulate the nervous system. And brain imaging studies even show decreased activity in areas linked to worry and tension after PMR practice. See, there's a question. Okay, great. We'll get to that at the end of the session. For people with picking or pulling behaviors, this means that PMR can help reduce the underlying physical tension that often drives urges. So again, why does PMR help with skin picking and hair pulling? So first, it reduces tension in the body, which is a common trigger. Second, it improves your awareness of subtle body sensations. For instance, noticing shoulder tightness or jaw clenching before your urge hits. And third, it gives your hands a safe way to engage. So the controlled tensing and releasing is a replacement movement that's deliberate rather than automatic. And finally, PMR teaches your body what relaxation actually feels like. So you can feel the difference between tension and calm. Sometimes due to our busy lifestyles, we often just forget what our bodies feel like. For a lot of people, we're in a constant state of tension and stress, and we actually forget what it feels like just for your body just to feel relaxed and calm. And research, which we love, supports this. A study in trichotillomania found PMR significantly reduced hair pulling severity, and studies in skin picking show immediate reductions in urges after PMR sessions. Sounds wonderful, right? Absolutely. But there's some caution. There are limitations of PMR, and it's important to understand the limits of PMR. While it does help with general tension, it doesn't directly stop your hand from moving or eliminate all triggers. It also doesn't address sensory aspects like the feel of hair or a rough patch on your skin. And that's why PMR is best used alongside other evidence-based strategies. And what that means is there's, again, research and science to back up and to show that it's been proven to be effective. And some of these evidence-based strategies are your habit reversal training, or HRT, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, acceptance and commitment therapy, which is your ACT, and mindfulness. And these are all therapies that have been incorporated into the Trick Stop and Skin Pick program. So think of PMR as one valuable tool in your whole toolkit, rather than just a standalone cure. So now that we have all the theory out of the way, I hope this has helped to give you just a little bit of background, context as to what is PMR, where does it come from, how it can possibly help with hair pulling and skin picking. And now we can take a pause and we can start our exercise. So let's take just a brief pause. And before we begin our PMR practice, I'd like to invite you to settle into a comfortable position. Preferably, you can be lying down if you really want to, but you can be sitting as well. You don't need to change how you breathe, so in any special way. Just let your breath move naturally and at your own pace. You're welcome to go ahead and close your eyes. But if you prefer to keep your eyes open and maybe follow my gestures, you're welcome to do that. Obviously, you won't be able to see from my chest down, but we will do our best. So you can keep your eyes open. That's also completely okay. And you can gently just focus on your breathing. And just watch, there's a little breathing guide on the screen. So you can just follow that with a gentle breath in and out. So let the rise and the fall of the animation on that screen support your natural rhythm. And throughout this exercise, just follow the gentle prompts that I'll give. There's nothing you need to get right. If you can't see what I'm doing with my foot and you're not really sure, it's completely okay. Just try your best. I'm obviously going to go through this slowly, so it's easy to follow. But there is no right or wrong with this. Okay. And again, this is a practice, which means you want to practice it a couple times. So we're simply noticing tension and letting it go one area at a time. So is everybody ready? Okay. Just back just a little bit so maybe you can see. So as you close your eyes, begin by curling your hands towards your face and into a fist. Now, I don't want you to make this too tight. Just want you to tense it just a little bit. I don't want you to get ready for a fight. Just clench your fists just a little bit. Just enough to feel your muscles engage. And we're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Okay. And just let your fingers lengthen. Can you notice some warmth or tingling as the tension flows out? Now gently bend your wrists towards, upwards, as if pulling your hands towards you. Okay, gently, we don't want to strain anything. Can you feel the stretch in your forearm? Okay, gently. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it. Don't forget to breathe normally. And again, you can maybe just feel the warmth and the tingling in your arms and your hands and your forearms. Okay, I'm going to bring my hands down and I'm going to put my elbows and I'm going to gently push them into my body. Okay, gently tighten the muscles in your upper arms. Just a light squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just release your arms. Just let them float in the air. And just let them become heavier. Can you notice anything? Are you starting to notice the difference between tension and relaxation? Okay, let's start with our shoulders. Now lift your shoulders really high towards your ears. Again, not too tense, but try to feel a little bit of tension. Okay, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently release. letting your shoulders drop down and back to their normal position. And it just allow them to melt away from your ears. Again, without any judgment, just observation. Notice if one shoulder relaxes more than the other. No judgment, just observing. Move to our face. Gently scrunch your facial muscles, eyes, cheeks, and nose, kind of like you're pulling a face, like you're eating, you just had a taste of a lemon. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just gently release. And feel the forehead of your here just smooth out. And bring your attention to your jaw. And if it's comfortable, gently clench your teeth or press your jaw muscles together. And just be gentle with this. We don't want to push too hard. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just gently release that jaw. Let it hang loose. Place your tongue resting behind your teeth. And just rest here for a moment. Okay, let's move to our eyebrows. So we're going to lift our eyebrows almost like we're surprised. Keep them up there. Hold that sensation for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just gently release it. Let the forehead soften and imagine all that tension just sliding away. Going to move to the neck area, so I want you to be careful in this section, so it's optional. So if your neck allows, gently press the back of your head into the chair or the cushion behind you or on the floor if you're laying down. If you can't do that, you can put your hands behind your head and gently push your head against your hands. And this is gentle tension. We're not forcing anything. Hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just release. So put your arms down. Just gently relax your neck. Do you notice any warmth or spaciousness? Now to our chest. So now take a slow breath in. Just be careful if you have asthma or any other breathing conditions. And gently expand your chest as if opening across the front of your heart. So we want to expand it. And just hold that gentle expansion. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. And just relax and release your chest. And just feel again the breath settle. So you can breathe naturally in and out as normal. I'm going to move to the stomach area now. This is a little bit tricky, especially you can't see. So bring attention to your stomach and gently tighten the abdominal muscles. Again, just a light engagement. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release and let your stomach soften completely. So let it just be natural and normal and hang out if it hangs out. And allow your breathing to be natural. We're going to move down to our legs now. So press, if you're sitting, I want you to press your feet slightly into the floor or the surface below you. And I want you to feel that tension or that engagement in your thighs. So push down on your feet onto the floor and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. release. Let your legs become heavier. We're going to move to our feet. I want you to point your toes away from you. Gently, not too much tension. Just gently point your toes away from you. Stretch out those feet. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Just let that flow out through your toes. Still on the feet, I want you to flex your feet up towards your body. So you're pushing your feet up towards you, pushing your heels out, and your toes come towards your face. I'll hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just release that. I can feel some tension, definitely in my calves over there. Just let the whole body just soften. And don't forget to breathe just naturally in and out. I just want you to take a moment now just to sense your whole body. Just notice the warmth, the heaviness, or the tingling sensations, or the softness, just anything that you can sense. Just observe. You can do like a mini body scan from your feet to your calves, to your knees, your thighs, your hips, stomach, through to your chest, your arms, your shoulders, your hands, back to your neck, and anything you feel in your face and your head. Imagine your whole body exhaling, just letting go of anything that doesn't need to be held right now. Let's take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for 3 seconds. And breathe out through your mouth. Just feel any tension that's still lingering, just release through the body. And do one more gentle inhale through the nose. Just hold it there for a little bit. And a long, gentle exhale out the mouth. And allow your body just to settle into this moment, just to be fully present and just to exist in this space right now. And just imagine any tension just floating away out of your body, from the top of your head, through your fingertips, out through your toes. Just breathe naturally. And when you're ready, begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle those toes, and start to bring awareness back into the room. So start to notice other sounds in the room. Maybe the birds are chirping outside. Maybe there's background radio playing music somewhere in the background. And if your eyes are closed, gently open them Just take a moment just to notice how you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. There's no right, there's no wrong to feel. Just noticing is just enough. Even if you notice nothing, that's completely okay. Remember, this is a practice, meaning you can do it over again and try it another time. And notice in that session any observations that you have. So take a moment. First of all, just a quick show of hands or emojis. How did you feel that went? Any good experiences? Yes. Yes. Amazing. Oh, I love that. Great. Great. So let's just take a moment just to reflect. Okay. Where did you feel the tension the most? Was it maybe your shoulders? Did you feel the most tension in your jaw? For me personally, I often feel the most in my jaw. Did you feel it in your legs? Was it your feet? What sensations felt grounding or even soothing? And remember, there are no right or wrong answers. And if you want to share, you can share in the chat to let us know. Again, if you felt nothing or very little, that's also okay. It may take a few practices. Everybody's body responds differently. So when can we use PMR? So when can we use this practice we've just experienced? So we can use it proactively or reactively. So you might want to practice it before a known urge times. So that might be if you know that your urges often happen more frequently at night. You can practice this before your skincare routine, or if you know that your urges happen the most at work, at your desk. Maybe take a moment in a private space to do this. Or you can do it during actual moments of stress or after just a challenging day, or you could even just do it before bedtime. So even short sessions can help train your body to notice and release tensions. So before I move on to this next slide, we don't have to do that. How long was it? I think it was 12 minutes, that PMR exercise we did. Sometimes people don't have 12 minutes. We live very busy lifestyles. Maybe you've got 1 minute to do to do something, and I'm going to show you and teach you something now. This is something that I practice quite often, randomly at any times of the day, whether I'm at my desk or I'm driving. And I'm going to prepare you. This is what my actual face looks like when I do these practices, and and I'm so pleased that you get to see my face here on camera, and we don't get to see yours. So we're gonna do a little bit of a practice here, which I really enjoy doing. So this is like a little mini PMR. So again, you don't always have to do a full session to practice PMR. Yeah, so this graphic, it actually is funny. And to be honest, it does look a little bit like how I look in the car sometimes. But let's try it out together. Remember, I can't see you and you can't see anybody else. You can only see me. Um, So this will be interesting. So a mini PMR can take just 1 or 2 minutes. So we want to just relax our face. I'm going to try keep a serious face with all the laughing emojis popping up. So just relax your face, and then I want you to drop your jaw, okay, as wide as you can. I want you to like really open your jaw, just like this image in the screen. So just open your jaw and really try to open it as wide as you can. And just relax it. Just relax it. And you can do that a couple times. And relax it. Okay, now we want to raise our eyebrows and our eyes. We want to really look like this picture. And we can do maybe one at a time, or we can do them combined together. So again, we want to really tense and over exaggerate these movements, and then we want to just relax and release it. So I'm going to open up my eyes and my jaw and just hold it there for a couple seconds, for as long as I feel like I want to just have that tension. And just release it. And don't forget, we want to take breaths in between this, and we want to just breathe naturally, slow or deeply, whatever you feel comfortable with. And again, you can do this as many times as needed, just to help release tension, particularly in this region. For me, I personally struggle with a lot of tension here, so this is a really nice tool and practice. Yes, I do this often when I'm alone, but sometimes when I'm in my car, you kind of feel like you're in your own little bubble. No one can see you, although that's really untrue. And I'm driving down the street doing this exercise. I hope it's something short and easy to do that you can all try at home. So again, I want you to think about PMR as the foundation, as one tool, a single tool, okay? It works best when combined with other strategies, as I mentioned, like HRT, which is habit reversal training, environmental modification, so that's your stimulus control, grounding techniques. We've done many grounding exercises previously in our other webinars. Journaling, mindfulness, self-monitoring. So you really want this to be part of the package of the toolbox that you have. And obviously then together with all of these tools, you can really help to manage your urges more effectively. What really matters to us as well is we want to know from you. Do you enjoy these webinars? Are there any specific topics that interest you that you would like us to cover in the future? Your voice really matters, and it helps us to create events that you care for. So you can write them in the chat box, or you can send us an email and let us know. We genuinely, I really want to hear from you, and I want to know what works, maybe what doesn't work, what topics were done in the past that you'd like us to redo them with a fresher outlook. Again, like research in this field is always changing, so having updated sessions is always helpful. Here's just all of our contact information. So we love to hear from you, to share your thoughts and ideas, or just general feedback on your experience. So for SkinPick, you can email us at support@skinpick.com. And for TrickStop, it's support@trickstop.com. And for those who are interested in our program, our online program to treat skin picking and hair pulling, you can get a discount $100 for your first month, and you can use the promo code that's shown at the bottom of the screen. It's webinar 100, and you can get $100 off your first month. I hope everyone enjoyed that. Maybe you weren't expecting some theory or some history, learning about a medical physician in the 1920s. But I hope that theory just gave a little bit more context into what PMR is, and how it actually relates and connects to skin picking and hair pulling. And I hope that you enjoyed the actual session, the actual exercise. And if there's any questions, I'd love to hear them. So I'm going to, if I can figure out how to stop sharing. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. So I'm going to go through the Q&A box and answer some questions. If I don't get a chance to answer, because there are quite a few here, again, you can email us at support@skinpick.com or support@trickstop.com, and I personally will respond to them. And just a reminder, you can always go back to the recording in a day or two. The recording will be up on our YouTube channel and our website. And you can practice this exercise all over again. So the question here, what causes picking episodes when you go 9 months without touching it? Yes, extreme stress leads to it. So what's really helpful, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. The causes of picking or pulling episodes are really unique to you. It can be different for everybody. So it's really helpful and key to start tracking your picking and pulling episodes. And what I mean by that is when you have an episode, you literally track it. And you can do that through the online program. We have a nice little tracking tool on the app. You state the date, the time, where you were. You identify how you were feeling, what happened before and after. And with a little bit of time, you start to get to see a trend. You start to get to see some patterns. And those will start to reveal, I apologize for any loud noise in the background. You get to start to see any patterns with regards to, okay, these could start to be, these are my triggers. This is what triggers me into my specific urges. So it's really difficult to answer this question, what causes picking episodes when you go 9 months without touching it. It could be anything. It could be stress related. It could be hormonal related. It could be something that you might not even be aware of. And this is why these practices like PMR, mindfulness are really helpful, because it helps us to start becoming a lot more aware about our bodies and what we're going through in our minds as well. And just to remind that when skin picking and hair pulling is a chronic condition, which means that you will most likely have it with you for the rest of your life. That doesn't mean that it's going to be really dark and gloomy and there's no hope ever. That's certainly not the case. It's quite the opposite, actually. There is hope. What's really important is that we learn coping strategies and tools to help us live with skin picking and hair pulling. And when those urges do come up and resurface, that we're able to manage it and cope better than if we didn't have any of those strategies. So I don't want you to be alarmed that you haven't been, you haven't been picking for 9 months, and all of a sudden you started picking. What could be the cause? Sometimes there just isn't any specific reason. But it really is helpful to start tracking and monitoring your urges. It's also really helpful to start learning self-acceptance as well. So I hope that answers your question. This is a very common question that we get asked a lot. What is the underlying reason for skin picking, which could be the same for hair pulling? I notice when things are not you see controller, there is chaos or life uncertainty, just as finances or job gets worse. I do not like being in control of my life, having it in order, which I'm used to. This did not start until my late 30s. I am a perfectionist, high performer, and cannot tolerate disrespect, close or unethical situations. So this is a question we get asked all the time. And I think it's really important for people to understand, why am I doing this? Like, where does this come from? Why am I doing this? And we have, again, many webinars explaining this. And as of recently, we had a really good session with Professor Claire McKay, who talks about the reason why we do this is because we're a human being. And that just means that there's nothing wrong with you, okay? Mammals and human beings like to self-soothe, and they do that through grooming behaviors such as hair pulling and skin picking and nail biting. It's a common self-soothing strategy. What research tells us is there can be a number of reasons why someone can start skin picking and hair pulling. And one of them is a genetic factor. So you have someone in your family has a BFRB, which is a body focused repetitive behavior. So maybe someone in your family picks and you pull your hair, or vice versa. It can also be related to your personality type. With regards to your temperament or your parents' temperament. It could be related to environmental things, and that means things outside of your internal system. So that could be stress that you've experienced, trauma that you've experienced as well. So it can really be a number of things as to why you've started picking and pulling. Sometimes you could be engaged in a body-focused repetitive behavior like nail biting or finger picking, and it just goes completely unnoticed because it's a common behavior that so many people do. But when you start picking your face and you start seeing wounds, or you start pulling your hair and you start seeing bald patches, then you start to recognize, wow, okay, there's something going on here. So maybe it's something that we've been doing for a very long time that it just went unnoticed. So again, I'm not really giving you an actual answer to your question, but this is what research is telling us. This is what we currently know right now when it comes to BFRBs, that there is no single underlying reason as to why we pick or pull. The most common reason is we're human beings, and it's quite a normal behavior for us to experience. Question, will we receive the recording? So yes, if you registered for the event, you will automatically, we're amazing like that, we'll automatically send you a recording to your inbox. For whatever reason, if you don't get a recording, then you can just go onto our YouTube channel or our website. If you don't know those details, again, email me and I'll send you the direct links. It's evening for me right now, so I will upload everything for you tomorrow. So it takes just roughly a day. Will the recording be shared? Yes, absolutely. So we've got some comments here. I'm guessing that when we were going through the session, I asked about where are you feeling the tension. Someone commented my feet, ankles, and knees. Just going through some more. I get so much out of these webinars. Please keep them going. I finally don't feel alone in this. This is one of the biggest reasons why we do these sessions is we want to normalize these behaviors. Although we can't see each other, you can just see me. I can feel the energy. I can see the comments. And I'm sure you guys as well can feel the energy coming from these webinars, that everyone else is here as well. So yeah, you're definitely not alone. And we're so glad that you enjoy them. Here's another one. I would love to see a webinar on trichophagia, definitely. And thank you for today. You're most welcome. Relaxing, thanks. Like your colorful hair. Thank you. It's called Al Natural. Can I get the discount code? Absolutely. So it's webinar 100. I'm just going to type the answer for you here. Webinar 100. So for anyone who wants to join, do you have any free resources on HRT? So we, other than our blog and our webinar, we do share a lot of content on HRT, which is habit reversal training. So we share a lot of content through our webinars. So just go onto our YouTube channel. There's a section where you can actually search within our YouTube, not the whole of YouTube, just within our YouTube. Just type in HRT or habit or reversal, and you get to see all the different webinars that pop up. But obviously our entire program, when it comes to our modules that we've created, the tools, the exercises that we've created, they're all based on HRT, ACT, mindfulness, and CBT. The areas highlighted on the body image, are these where you feel the anxiety the most? No, so that was just a little image just to sort of highlight, just different areas on your body. Where you feel the tension or the anxiety is completely unique and based on your specific needs. As I mentioned, for me, I personally felt a lot of tension in my face, particularly my jaw. I don't feel anything anywhere else in my body. Whereas somebody else might feel a lot of tension in their shoulders and in their back, or their scalp or their hands. So it really is different for everybody. Thank you for your time. This was very useful. I have a trick since I was a teenager. I'm now 43. I still haven't found the solution. I tried many things. I feel very lonely and often lose hope. I want to let you know that you're not alone in feeling that. A lot of people who've been picking or pulling for years, if not decades, feel very hopeless. They've tried so many different things. They've been to so many different therapists and they've just feel let down. And this, unfortunately, is a very common experience. I would really like to encourage you to maybe consider the program, but if you have any concerns, whether it's finances or time or commitment or anything, email me and I'll do my best to support you. Let's just check the time. We've got a couple minutes left. Do you use or recognize EFT, which is emotional freedom tapping, as a helpful tool? I know that in the program we do not, and I'm not 100% sure what emotional freedom tapping is. I know that tapping is a tool. You can gently tap it's called the butterfly tap. You can tap your chest, which is really helpful in tension and anxiety situations. Or if you're referring specifically to just gentle taps around your body, you can give me some more information about that. I'd love to learn more. Can you recommend a fidget toy to help with trick? Okay, I did not mention this at the beginning of our session. I normally always do. I always ask if you have your fidget with you, and I always share mine. So these are my fidget tools or fidget toys, and they're not toys at all. It's a bowl of stones. So, and the reason why I'm showing you a bowl of stones and why I'm telling you these are my fidgets is because you can have any type of fidget. It doesn't specifically have to have a label that this is a fidget toy, or you buy it from a fidget shop, or you buy it from a trick shop. You can use anything. What really helps with trick in particular is something really inexpensive. You can go to your fabric store and buy a swatch or a square of fabric, something that has like a lot of threads, and you can just simply like pull the threads out of the fabric. So for trick, that's a really nice one. It kind of just gives you that little bit of sensation that's familiar to a hair. If you're interested, there's a fidget webinar hosted by our Skin Pick and Trick Stop therapist, Laura Santner. So I call her the Mary Poppins of fidgets, because you'll see in that session, in that webinar, that she will show you a bunch of different fidgets, and she'll go into detail as to why they're effective and what you can use them for. And then she just pulls out this box on the side and just keeps pulling out more fidgets and more fidgets, and they just keep coming. So if you're interested to watch that session, you can just Google fidget webinar and you'll find it. Is skin picking a result of trauma? So we explained just earlier, a couple minutes ago, the causes when it comes to skin picking and hair pulling. Trauma is not the cause of skin picking or hair pulling, because it can be completely unique and different for everybody. However, trauma can be a cause. It can start the onset of that, but it's definitely not a cause for everybody. Is it possible to share the recording with someone else? Yes, the recording is going to be on our website and on our YouTube channel, which is an open source. So it's free for anyone to access. So once you get the link, you can just share the link with anybody, definitely. I always feel that I need to be fixed, that hair pulling is abnormal and don't know how to get this out of my head. This is definitely not uncommon. Many people feel like this. I was going through a webinar this earlier today, and we were talking about myself, Vedrana, our other therapist in the program, and our clinical lead, Dr. Sophia Wensler. We were talking about just identity around skin picking and hair pulling. And so many people feel like this is such a weird thing to do, and that we are weird and abnormal and just out of this world. And as I mentioned a couple minutes ago, that one of the reasons why we pick and pull is because we're human beings, because we're alive, and that makes us completely normal. Completely normal. And as a reminder, there are millions who experience a body-focused repetitive behavior. So you're definitely not alone. And I can deeply understand the need to get this fixed, and just to stop. I completely understand that. And through the program, we learn acceptance, we learn strategies to be in the present and in the moment, and get an understanding that this is what I have, and this is how I'm going to deal with it, and this is how I'm going to manage it. And we present tools, and it gently helps you manage and manage your hair pulling and skin picking. And it helps you to live a wonderfully beautiful, fulfilling life. I know it's really difficult, especially at the start. If you haven't received treatment just yet, if I could, I'd give you a big hug. I just want you to know that you are 100% normal. Thank you. Self-awareness helps. Absolutely. That's why the tracking, the tools really, really help. Thank you so much for today. Thank you, everybody. I know that we've got a couple minutes left and we have so many questions. I can completely relate to the 43-year-old. I'm 47 and I've felt so hopeless over all the years since my teens. This is why I really love the webinars, because again, although you can't see other people, you can feel others and relate to their experiences, and you can help each other know that you're not alone. What type of behavior is skin picking? I think it's going to be the last question. What type of behavior is skin picking, and why is it so hard to stop? I've tried to stop many times. Whenever I fail, I start again. My skin picking results are much worse. Okay, so what type of behavior is skin picking? So skin picking is a body-focused repetitive behavior. So it's scratching, it's picking your skin. It could be all areas of your skin, your face, your arms, your legs, your neck. It could be picking at spots. It could be picking at scabs. It could be picking at little bumps in your skin, anything like that. And it's in the DSM, which is the Diagnostic Statistical Manual for diagnosing mental health disorders. It's classified as an OCD-related disorder. So it does not mean that it's OCD. It means that it's related to OCD. And it's got its own category, skin picking, which in more scientific terms, it's called excoriation disorder. So that's what it is. And why is it so hard to stop? So it's really difficult to stop. And there's a wonderful webinar that goes into a lot of detail as to the cycle. It's really difficult to stop because it is a cycle. And it's something that you've probably been doing for so long. So you've created this repetitive cycle in your brain, and your brain enjoys experiencing and your body enjoys experiencing. And you have to try and break that cycle. So remember, we mentioned you want to try and put a pause. You want to try and create distance in between the tension, the urge, and that behavior. And that's why it's difficult, because as we know, the reason why most people pick and pull is because it's enjoyable. It provides, we do it for a reason. And maybe that reason is to release tension or just to feel good. It's something that we've learned to do over time. So that's why it's really difficult to stop. But again, I just want to keep pushing. There is hope. If you have your toolbox, which we've just gone through one of them, PMR, body progressive muscle relaxation, your HRT, your CBT, your mindfulness, your ACT, your therapist support, your peer support. So it's us, it's a group of people that are in this similar position and journey as you. So that's through support groups, it's through webinars. When you have all of those tools, and you use them consistently, that can help you. I can really reassure you about that. We have run out of time, and I know that everyone's time is precious, and I want to be respectful of that. There are so many questions. If I did not get to answer all of them, you're welcome to email me. I will respond to your email in a timely fashion. And I just want to thank everyone so much for being here and for participating. I know sometimes it can be weird doing exercises online and pulling faces and looking ridiculous, but I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I certainly did as well. And I hope you go back to the recording and practice it again and give us feedback. Share with us your progress and how it's going. And if you need any information, if you need anything, please email me. I'll be there to help. Thanks so much, everybody, and I'll see you all real soon. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.